I got a lot of talking about, man. Holy shit.
So, how are you feeling? Did you ever figure out what you had?
So no, I guess we'll start right now.
Yeah, fuck
Bread
it.
and Circuses, by the way, guys. Fucking situation over here. So we didn't really do an episode last week. I feel like life is just pounding it on all at once, or just like at all times.
I
over here.
feel that.
Yeah, man. I'm pretty sure I caught COVID. I don't know if I still have it or not. Like last week, I was pretty much having to lay in bed all
You didn't get
day.
tested, did you?
I tried to go get tested, man, but Texas, if you're experiencing symptoms, they won't let you do a test unless you go to an ER. And the
Oh,
only ER I can go to is a VA one.
and you don't want to go to, yeah.
Yeah, for one, if I didn't have it, I was certainly going to have it after that. And two, that would have turned the testing process into a 6 hour of an ordeal. And like, I don't have time to do that, man. I've got
Right.
so much going on with like school and taking care of a baby.
Yeah.
And so then I'm pretty sure my daughter caught it from me. We caught it because a girl, like we had direct contact with it. The girl that helps out my wife's grandma that lives with us, tested positive like last Saturday, right?
Yeah.
And she comes every day of the week. We're around her like all the time. She never wore a mask. We never wear masks because whatever, right?
Right.
So yeah, then I'm experiencing symptoms from it, and then my daughter is just like completely inconsolable, dude. She's running a fever, like all
Fuck.
crying all the time, like not good, man. So
You're all good now?
I don't have any of the chest stuff anymore. I was
Is she
having really
good?
She's doing better today, thank God.
That's
Like this
good.
is the first day where she hasn't been screaming all day and completely inconsolable.
That's
Like,
good.
yeah, but I still, dude, I can't smell anything right now.
Oh, yeah, you got it, man. You definitely got it. It's the
Yeah.
same thing with my girlfriend. You got like exposed to like 3 different people that tested positive, and then you got every symptom. You got
Yeah.
it.
Did she get it? Like, was it official that she got it, or
She got tested for it. I don't even know if I'm supposed to talk about this, but fuck it, it's over. This was months ago. She
Mhm.
got tested for it, and it came back negative, but they only stuck it up one nostril and they didn't go very deep with it. So like I'm pretty sure that was a false negative. So,
Probably. It's like
and it's like she got sick a week after being directly exposed to 3 people that all tested positive, and she developed every symptom. I'm like,
yeah,
come on.
that's what happened with us too. My wife's sister developed like all the symptoms
Yeah.
from it, and like she was just kept telling me I was being dramatic, just kind of like jokingly, I guess. But
Yeah.
dude, like yesterday I was like a diaper, we're changing Maite's diaper, and Anna was just sitting there like retching. It was like this was like a really stinky one, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I don't smell anything. What are you talking about?
That's-
I'd like stuck my face right
I-
by it and was like,
Dude,
no.
I have been, well, because I slept next to her every night. I have been directly exposed to it so many times. I'm disappointed that I haven't had it at this point.
What kind of blood type do you have, man?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Off the top of my head. I'd have to, I'm sure my mom or dad, if I texted them, they'd know. But
I'm A positive. I read that people with A positive blood types are more like sensitive to it. My daughter has A positive blood too, but my wife has O negative, and like she doesn't have any symptoms
I think
at all.
I'm O negative. I think I am. Yeah.
My wife, well, remember when I told you early in February, I'm pretty sure I had it before too.
Yeah.
My wife was the only one in the house that never got sick.
Yeah.
So,
I'm O negative, and I'll tell you what, man. I take supplements daily. I take vitamin D, I take vitamin C, and I take zinc every single day. And I started doing it when this thing started.
I take the vitamins too. My cat, if you can see her, jumped up on my shoulder. No, yeah, I take the vitamin supplements too. And like honestly, if it was the virus, I'm actually going to take a test tomorrow.
The antibodies.
Yeah, well, not an antibody test. I'm pretty sure I would still show up positive as having it because I still can't smell.
Yeah.
But we're going to New Mexico to do it, where they don't make you have to
care.
cut off your arm to do the test.
Yeah.
They like if I did have the virus, like it was shitty, but like it wasn't completely debilitating. Like I was still doing.
I've heard people like that have had it. They're like, you've had worse flus, chances are.
Yeah, it felt like a cold, like a bad cold.
Yeah.
Really. Like,
yeah.
It was certainly bad enough though to where like dude, it was tough even doing homework. Like I had to message a couple of my professors at school and be like, hey, like I need extra time to do some of this stuff because like I can barely even look at a computer screen right now. Like,
Well, last week I caught a stomach bug and I
really?
started getting achy and I was like, uh-oh, here we
Mm-hmm.
go. But then by the end of the day, it was fine. So I don't know. Like I just
Yeah,
stay home and just, like you would any other time you're sick.
man,
But
hypochondriac's nightmare right now. Like,
honestly, man, I'm not worried about it. It's weird. Like
yeah,
as a hypochondriac, it's like you'd think I'd be freaking out. And like, yeah, I've had a couple times where I've gotten worried about it, but like the stuff that worries me is shit that can kill me. And I know that the odds of me dying from it are extremely low.
I was really worried about it because my mom is supposed to come down here this weekend, actually,
Yeah, that's
and
different. I would be
yeah,
worried about giving it to like older relatives. That's
yeah.
different.
I still don't even know if we have it or not, man. I'm so like I'm like 90% sure I did, but
You have a
like
fever?
I did have a fever. Yeah,
Yeah,
I did. It
like a
hasn't. I
low
haven't
grade
had a
one.
fever.
Yeah,
I haven't had a fever since what's today? Tuesday, since
yeah.
like Friday last week.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I had like 4 days where I was like really sucking, and then like after that, it was just all like sinus stuff and
Yeah,
headaches, and then now it's just I can't smell.
yeah.
That's it.
Can you taste?
Um, very little. Like I
Yeah.
was eating like a bowl of like Fruity Pebbles earlier,
Mm-hmm.
like yesterday. Like I could still kind of taste it. Like I knew I was eating Fruity Pebbles, but like it was very dull taste.
Yeah.
So
That's what I want. I want no, I want to get it because I get an extra 2 weeks paid off of work. I want to get it, and my only symptom be I can't taste. So I'll just have two
honestly,
weeks where I won't eat like shit because it doesn't matter
honestly,
what
the
I eat.
not smelling thing isn't the worst. Like, yeah, I
Till
can't
there's
smell
till there's a
good stuff.
fire, you know.
Well, I can't smell good stuff or everything, but yeah, like having a baby, I can't smell any of the stinky poopy diapers or
Yeah,
anything. So,
that's also a plus. Well,
mm,
Gabe Frayer, one of my other comedian friends, he had it, and his girlfriend, he had a like kind of the same respiratory as you, and his girlfriend that had it that
mm.
lived with him. The only thing that happened was she lost taste and smell.
Wow.
And I was like, dude, I think if I get it and I lose taste, I'm just gonna go out in the yard and eat some dog shit. But he's like, he's like, dude, you're gonna get way worse than the coronavirus if you eat dog shit.
Well, the taste thing, like it's there. It's not as like for me, it tastes like I'm eating a bunch of watered down versions of stuff. Cause like the
Yeah.
taste is still kind of there, but like
Well,
I mean, dude, you eat a bowl of Fruity Pebbles, that's like an intense like
yeah.
cereal flavor. You know
Well,
what I mean?
Jamie on Rogan, the producer, he got it, and he was
Hmm.
just back with Alex Jones and Tim Dillon today.
Yeah,
Uh,
dude. I just was watching the episode of Kanye with
yeah,
that, man.
dude.
Kanye's kind of
Okay,
a little nutty.
Kanye's nutty, but like you can tell that he's actually an intelligent guy. The way he's able to break down things and analyze them, I
Mm,
think he's a little off his rock. He's definitely off his rocker, but I
yeah.
think he's smarter. Like a lot of the people that you see on Twitter that talk shit on Kanye are not as intelligent as him.
Yeah, Kanye, I mean, he's obviously a brilliant artist.
Mhm.
It's proven that the dude's bipolar,
Oh
like
yeah.
pretty
No,
bad.
I
So,
think he's nuts, but I do
mm,
think he is incredibly intelligent. The way he's
mm,
able to analyze situations and break them down the way he
he's
does.
he's very religious now, which is kind of
That too.
that's a thing, I guess. Yeah, I'm
That's
only
a
like 20 minutes into it, and I'm like, dang man, he's really religious. Like,
extremely. Oh, has he started singing church hymns yet?
he kind of was like muttering them under his breath. That's
Just
where I kind of
start.
turned.
He's gonna start saying. Well, there were a few times I was listening to it because I listened to it, and like he just goes quiet for like 30 seconds. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, is my phone broken? But no, he's like praying to himself. It's like, I can just imagine. I don't watch it, so I can just imagine how confused Joe was.
Have you been watching it on YouTube or on Spotify?
I still get it on Apple Podcasts.
Wow. Okay.
So until then,
I've been specifically watching it on Spotify just because that's where he's gonna eventually
yeah. I mean,
be.
eventually, but like a lot of the time, it's on data, and I don't want to do all that video streaming on data, so I'll play it on my Apple
Mm,
Podcasts.
yeah, true.
But he had Alex Jones and Tim Dillon on today.
I
Go.
know. I
I
saw
am
that
30
episode.
minutes into it.
Is it good so far,
Oh
man? The
my
last Alex
God.
Jones episode was fucking crazy. I was like,
Dude, so last weekend or the weekend before, Mia and I and Jordan got really high together and we
mhm.
just turned on YouTube on our smart TV and we just watched Alex Jones on Rogan. And oh my God, dude, that is a fucking trip down a rabbit hole everyone needs to experience at once.
When you're high.
You are, dude, and we were gone. We were baked. And like
That's funny.
it was one of those things. It was like, what is happening right now? And nothing makes any sense, but it does. And it's like
I've been from being sick, we had to rather we did to pass time was watching like a lot of like shows on Netflix
oh
and
yeah,
stuff.
you were telling me about that.
Yeah, I rewatched through The Last Dance again. That's because that's a good documentary. I just wanted to watch it again.
Yeah.
I watched The Haunting of Bly Manor, which was fun.
Is that a show or a movie?
It's like a mini series.
Okay.
It's like a 9-episode mini series. They made The Haunting of Hill House. It's the same people that made that.
Yeah.
Really, really good horror stories, man. Because like like what makes a good horror story is like it talks about
Rich British
like
people.
what's that?
Rich British people being
They are rich British people in that show, but no, like really good horror is like it's like commentary on like kind of like deeper human condition than just
Sure.
it being scary.
Yeah, like George Romero movies.
Yeah, and then like Frankenstein too, like Mary Shelley's Frankenstein is good. It's not like fucking Freddy versus Jason slasher horror.
Just mindless gore.
Yeah.
Halloween had a little bit of a message to it.
What was that? I've seen Halloween,
It
but I was
like mental patients being abandoned by society, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So yeah, a little bit, and it was kind of just a slasher, but
yeah, this one's not really got like any jump scares or anything, and I think the whole theme behind it is grief, because like everybody in the show is like getting over somebody being dead basically, and there's like a lot of symbolism and metaphors for death and stuff. So
sure.
But that's really good. That's worth a watch. And then we watched that 3 Deaths of what is it, Maricela Escobedo, or I can't remember.
That's on Netflix. You told me to watch it, but we watched when you texted me that, we were right in the middle of Killer Clowns from Outer Space. So
dude, that movie, when we watched it as kids, that movie actually created a irrational fear of clowns with my little brother.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
They're creepy looking.
We watched it when we were like 7.
Yeah,
so.
I hadn't seen it since I was like 16, and I was thinking I was going to turn it off halfway through. And I'm like, like the plot line's not terrible. Like I've seen worse.
It's pretty campy, but I mean, it's a pretty good like cult horror movie.
Yeah, it's an 80s horror movie, Did they make a sequel?
I don't know, did they?
I don't know. I'll look it up.
I just remember like
I'll look it up.
what they do, like the cop like shoots one of the clown's noses off and he like explodes.
Yeah, that's how they die. What was the thing you were talking about?
I was talking about. I gotta go through because I texted it to you. It's the 3 Deaths of Maricela Escobedo, and I told Caleb to watch it because it's a pretty for one, it's a pretty sad recent story. It's about this woman whose daughter gets killed by her fiance over in Juarez, actually, which is the city that's the Mexican city, literally like that I can see from my house.
Yeah. It's a real nice town.
Yeah,
very
not
friendly
really.
people.
Well, that's the funny thing about it, man, is like.
No, I'm sure the majority of the people there are friendly.
Yeah, it's like it's like if you go to any other like third world country, man. Like the people there are really nice, but then like there's just a lot of fucked up stuff.
They have to be. They don't know who's gonna fucking kill them.
Yeah,
like.
But so this story is this woman's daughter gets killed by this guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And basically she has to conduct the investigation to find this guy herself.
And this is all real, right?
Yeah, this is a real story. It happens like 12 years ago. Well, 12 years ago through like 2014. So it happens for a while.
Holy shit.
This woman, this like basically the entire Mexican criminal system fails her. The guy gets let go. He goes and joins a cartel, so the police won't go and touch him after that. Because she appeals it, and the guy gets found guilty at an appeals court. But by then, he's already in the Zetas cartel, right. So he's not getting touched by authorities. She goes and finds the dude herself. The cops fuck up the arrest procedure. The dude gets away, and then she's like protesting the Mexican law enforcement system in front of the Capitol in Chihuahua City, which is like the capital of the state of Chihuahua.
Yeah.
And like she gets fucking murdered by a cartel guy in front of the Capitol building there. and nobody goes to jail over it. Basically, the whole thing just gets swept under the rug by the
And that's
Mexican
just how it
government.
ends.
Mm-hmm.
What the
Yeah,
fuck,
it's not a
man?
happy ending, man. That's how it ends.
What the fuck? Is it a
Yeah,
movie or like a show?
it's a movie, so it's like
Okay.
a 2 hour long documentary movie, but like
Okay.
everything that happens in it's real. Like,
It was like
it,
Waco kind of thing. Like it was like
yeah.
actors about a real event.
No,
Okay.
they take film footage and everything
Oh,
from
okay.
what actually happened, and they talk to the actual like her sons about it.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, the guy that killed her daughter ended up just getting gunned down in a street fight. So
Yeah.
like he never really got justice. He was just doing cartel stuff and got killed.
I
But
mean,
then like yeah,
there's so much corruption down there, but like, what do you do?
I know, man. Like I always like encourage people to learn about it just because it's the fucking country right next to
Right.
us.
Well, that's
Like
my thing. Is it's like what they're, everyone wants to point fingers about the illegal immigration thing, but it's like, what would you do? Put yourself in their shoes.
yeah,
Like what?
exactly. And
What?
I mean, a lot of the immigrants that people like complain about too don't even come from Mexico. They come
Yeah, it's like
from like
Guatemala. Yeah,
Nicaragua
Nicaragua.
and like a lot of people don't know about like the 70s when like a lot of the problems that are in Central America are because the US government was like interfering in
Hmm.
there, like
Yeah.
the CIA and like stuff. So
Well, and that's my thing is it's like what do you do? You're constantly living under fear of these cartels. The government won't
mhm,
do anything because half the time they're in their back pockets. And they've
mhm.
also told you, by the way, you can't own a gun to protect yourself. So like what do? You just pack up and leave. It's
Yeah, man. This
someone
woman
overthrows the government. We've already seen from history that 90% of the time they're worse than the people they took over.
well,
You know?
imagine like that woman got gunned down at like right around closing time of like business hours and
Yeah.
everything, like in front of the state capitol, dude.
Yeah.
Like imagine that
Imagine.
happened in the United States. Like somebody just got killed in front of the state capitol of a state, and then nothing, like nobody ever got caught
I
by
mean,
it.
the closest I could think to that would be like Martin Luther King, but he got shot in a hotel room
And by
and
the
they caught the
CIA,
guy. Yeah,
so
definitely by the CIA. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. Just like JFK. But
yeah, exactly.
that's
But yeah, that was pretty fucked up, man. And the thing that is like the most I think profound about it is like literally the entire time, if you know anything about like how stuff happens in Mexico, like the whole story, you're like, dude, I knew that was exactly gonna happen. Like it was just a matter of time until she got whacked by the cartel. Like
right.
it
Yeah.
literally everybody that was around her was telling her like, you keep doing this, you're gonna get killed by the cartel. And even she was like, yeah, I know, but I'm gonna have them kill me in my home city. So
What the fuck, man? I don't.
yeah, man, it's pretty fucked up.
I told. Have
I'm
I?
surprised. What's
Go
that?
ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'm surprised that people know more about politics that happen over in Europe. It's just like across the ocean, but then they don't
Right.
know what fucking goes on in the country right next door to America. So
Have I told the story on this show about the guy that I met in the tattoo shop about the soup?
mm-mm.
So I met this guy in a tattoo shop while I was waiting to get one done. He was from Mexico and he'd moved here when he was a kid and stuff. But there was this village he was from that was just run by the cartel. And there was this old lady that was like famous for making this soup. And she fucked him over and didn't pay him or whatever. And
What, like protection money or some
yeah,
shit?
protection
Yeah.
money, and didn't pay him. And they came back and pointed a gun to her head and said, "We made you some soup. Now you got to eat it." And she ate it. And after she ate it, they told her that was her grandson they had made the soup out of. It's fucking
That's
inhuman, man. I
that's
feel like
not
I've told that on
surprising,
here
man.
before, so I apologize
Yeah.
to the listeners, but no, it's inhuman, man.
People,
Like,
dude, that's like not even surprising at all. Like the fact that they only killed one person is
yeah, I
like
know. The
because
most.
like literally so what the cartel did with her was they killed her right in like
Mm,
basically daylight. A guy
yeah,
ran up and shot her. Then they also killed. They tried to kill her boyfriend, but they ended up killing his brother because
mm,
like they owned like a furniture like store, like they made furniture and sold it in the city. So
yeah,
they burned that business down and killed the guy who would have been her boyfriend, but it was the boyfriend's brother that was like opening up the shop in the morning.
yeah,
They've murdered him in front of the store and then burned the store down
yeah.
as
I
well.
mean, and that's the thing, there's really no comparison when you think of it, because
Mhm.
like, what are you going to compare them to? Like crime families, like the Italian and Russian mobs. They'll bust your kneecaps and blow your car up. The Bloods and the Crips will shoot your house up. But the cartels will chop your 5-year-old's head off and send it to you in a box, and
they'll
they'll
blend your wife and all your children down, and and then
there's
like spread it over your car. Like
nobody's done anything like it. No, crime family. The closest you'd get would have to be like going to like Al Qaeda or ISIS, and at that point you're talking whole governments.
Yeah,
so
they're fucking brutal, man. It's really freaky. Like that people can be like they are. And it's pretty terrible, man.
It's awful. It's horrendous. It's
I know I always talk about it on here, and I always like propose the idea to Anna to see what she would think. I'm like, we do all these government interventions over in like the Middle East and everything, and I obviously it's for oil, like
right.
But like, I mean, seriously, like that, if you would send the U.S. military over there to go kick the cartels out, you would literally be making the United States safer, because the cartels own a lot of like the illegal drug trade and meth trade and stuff that goes on in the United States.
Will the Mexican government let them?
I don't know, dude. I mean, honestly, the Mexican government and like isn't even really in charge over in Mexico, so it's like, you know what I mean? Like, what are they gonna do? Fucking fight our government? You know what I mean? Like,
right. Yeah,
they're not. They're clearly not doing their part of the deal, because like that stuff spills over into the United States a lot. So
I don't know. I just didn't know if like with NAFTA or anything, if there was like some agreement that we couldn't do something like that.
I have no idea, but I would just think that the United States doesn't give a shit about it. Like the government, it's probably been more beneficial to them that the Mexican government can't get its shit together, because the cartels are just so strong there. Like it benefits the U.S. by that.
Right.
Well, yeah,
there's more justification to be there than fucking Syria.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or still be in Afghanistan.
There's actually probably a lot of people in Mexico that would be happy that we would at least support the U.S., like the Mexican government, kicking the cartels out of there and like kicking them into like South America or something.
Right. But then you just push the problem further south,
But you know what? It makes it a lot farther away from the United States. Though,
that's true. So
it's not like they don't have their own cartels and stuff down there anyway. So
yeah, that's I mean, how I feel about. I feel like ending the war on drugs would help with some of it too, because I feel like if you have this shit being made domestically and you can monitor it safely, the cartels aren't going to have the incentive to come over here.
I know they get a lot of their money from human trafficking, though.
That too, yeah.
I'm sure there's some libertarians out there that would be saying that stuff should be illegal, but
not me, not me.
Yeah, not you.
Human trafficking, you lose me.
Yeah, they make a lot of money off of like abducting people and selling them into like that kind of stuff, man.
Speaking of it, did you see Tim Dillon's shirt on Joe Rogan?
I haven't watched that episode yet. I saw it while I was showering, but I was watching I was listening to the Kanye episode.
He has a shirt on that says "Free Ghislaine,"
Jeffrey
Epstein's girlfriend, and then he's like, "I'm wearing this because I believe all women."
Dude, that shit where he was talking about like RBG. Like he's burning down. Remember, Tim Dillon was like right after Ruth Bader Ginsburg died, made the jokes, was making the like she's burning in hell jokes.
Oh yeah, dude. Do you listen to Tim Dillon's podcast?
I don't, but I want to.
I subscribe to his Patreon, so I get an extra episode a week for $5 a month. But like, dude, it's hilarious. Like some of the stuff he talks about on there.
Dude, the day that Ruth Bader Ginsburg died, I was like laughing about it and telling my wife like, "Oh, dude, she's fucking sitting in the lava hot tub right next to John McCain."
Well, no, dude, my first reaction, I woke up from a nap and my girlfriend showed it to me on her cell phone, and like I've turned this into a bit in my stand-up. I was like, damn, I would not want to be the cop responsible for that. So it's like, it's, I don't know, they replaced her today though.
Yeah, with some other lady. I don't know. I know her appointing wasn't as dramatized. Yeah,
dramatized.
Dramatized? Is it
they
dramatized?
Can't accuse her of rape. That's why.
Yeah, as the who was the other guy? The Gorsuch guy.
Kavanaugh, no, Gorsuch was pretty flawed. I think Gorsuch, even the Democrats voted for him because he did really good. He was a really good. Well, some of them did, not all of them. But I hate how the justice thing's become so politicized. Like, there's no reason a justice should be 51 to 49. You know what I mean? Like, you're voting on whether or not this person is qualified to be a judge.
They're supposed to be in, like, the judges aren't supposed to be really political. They're just supposed to be like neutral and
right.
law. Like,
right. Well, her staple mark case is saying that nonviolent felons shouldn't lose their gun rights.
Oh, nice, man.
Her staple mark case was this guy that was selling like insoles to shoes, saying that Medicaid would pay for them, but Medicaid didn't pay for it, and a bunch of people wound up owing a bunch of money, and it was a felony because he had ripped off for X amount of money. And she said that no, this guy isn't a threat. Like, he shouldn't lose his gun rights. You know, like it's nothing to do with. He didn't hurt any, like, physically injure anybody. So. I mean, scumbag. Yeah, I mean, you're ripping people off through Medicaid, but the total dirtbag.
It's no different than fucking. He's just a guy doing it as opposed to like a medical company.
Yeah, exactly. Companies do shit like that all the time.
Pharmaceutical companies do that shit all the time. Like, literally.
Yeah, exactly. They crack down on OxyContin too. The OxyContin producers, they're making them pay a bunch of restitution.
Oh yeah, for people being addicted to it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But they give out fentanyl like fucking candy though. So
yeah,
you know. But and that's. I mean, we're trying to keep this one short today, but I don't know. I'm the subject of a federal investigation.
Oh God, what happened, man? Can you talk about it?
Yes, I can talk about it.
Okay.
So, do you know who Lou Perez is?
No.
He's a comedian. He's kind of like not conservative. I don't even want to say libertarian. I don't even know how to describe him, but he's not like a PC cuck comedian, right?
Oh yeah.
So he posted this video of
PC
like you'll
cuck.
see, yeah, you'll see like the people alt comedy is what it's called. I just call them pussies. But you know the videos where people like they've got like sad piano music playing and they're like just showing note cards with different words on them.
Yeah.
He's got this one talking about how his father suffers from this rare disease, and he told his dad that he would stop hiding his medicine for him if he voted for Biden. I replied to it. Here was my response. I had a similar conversation with my racist conservative great-grandfather the other day about who he's voting for. He had a change of heart last night when he passed away in his sleep, and I got a hold of his mail-in ballot before anyone noticed. Trump supporters reported me to the Federal Elections Commission and are sharing the screenshot around as proof that voter fraud is happening.
Some good proof, man.
And then I saw the video, like the actual video that the guy shared, and people were using that as proof that voter fraud is happening. I'm like, you guys don't understand. You take everything at face value. So like, I'm not concerned. No one's busted down my door. I've just had multiple people tell me they were reporting me to the FEC.
So silly, man.
The
They're
FEC,
so paranoid.
They'll look into that for about 15 seconds, realize it was a joke, and that my last great-grandfather died over 15 years ago. So like,
they're worried about them using the libs using him as a vote for Biden.
Libs.
The libs.
That's what I texted Zach Bravietti that, and he goes, dude, they're going to take your vote away. I'm like, okay, great. Are they going to take my Nintendo 64 away too? Because I don't fucking use either of them. Like, you know?
Anna is really sad because she is probably not going to end up being able to vote down here in Texas because we moved. And dude, the fucking time it takes, like, they're so backed up because of the COVID stuff of getting your Texas driver's license renewed or like get it, you know. I set up an appointment 4 months ago to get mine last week, and I didn't end up going because I was sick with what I thought.
Can't do it online?
No, not if
in a new state. No.
Yeah, if you have to get the license for the first time, no. So I actually had to set up an appointment to go down there with all the birth certificate and all that shit, and then I ended up having the fucking COVID, so I couldn't even do that. So it's like now what do I have to do? Wait another 4 months to do that? I'm not going to be able to vote.
Right,
regardless because of that, because you need the state ID for that state. But it's like Anna's sad about that. I was gonna tell her like, hey, you know what, if you're that sad, I'll go in and I'll just go do your vote for you, because I wasn't gonna vote anyway.
Right.
I would just do everything that you would vote for, and it would just be me doing it.
Right. Dude, I just can't wait till it's over so the ads and the text messages stop.
Every time I get one, especially from Nebraska, I text them, eat my ass. I hope it's a real person.
I've been getting the interactive ones, and they're like, they're texting me. They're like trying to get me to vote and shit like that. And it's mostly the Democratic Party. And I'll just reply. I'll just be like, is Kanye on the ballot?
Dude, isn't it so dystopian that they're able to just spam our fucking cell phones with that, man? I got an emergency alert thing that said go out and vote. Like it
next
literally
one, I'm sending a dick pic back. That's
they did the Amber Alert thing on my phone. Like the
Are you
alarm went
fucking
off and
kidding
everything,
me?
but it said go out and vote. And I'm like,
oh my God,
bro, are you fucking serious? This is like some Orwellian shit.
If you need a reminder to vote, you should not vote. That's my opinion. Real. If you need a reminder, you should not go. Like,
it's so annoying. I wish you could turn that shit off, man. It's like,
oh my God, you can text some of them. You can unsubscribe, but they just text you from a different number.
The only way I can turn the Amber Alert one off is by turning off all Amber Alerts. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't want to necessarily do that because
So have you heard about our scuffle here in Nebraska about Chris Janasek, who was on our show?
No, what's happened with Chris Janasek, man?
So you haven't heard about any of this?
I know about the whole thing that happened where he was like, he said that one lady should go get laid.
Yeah. So they're
I know about that.
So they ran they're running a write-in candidate against him.
Who's they? Like the
Democrats, the Nebraska Democratic Party. So whenever I see ads like for the Nebraska Democrats, I'll just comment and be like, no one running has more integrity than Chris Janasek. they just all get it. I'm totally gonna vote for him now just out of spite.
Yeah, like
just out of spite, I'm totally voting for Chris Janasek.
Hey, that whole thing with Chris Janasek too is like it was like a fucking
it was so out of context, so out of context,
and it's like not even that bad, man.
And Chris is like gay. It's not like he's this perverted old man. Like,
no, he's a pretty normal fucking guy, man.
Yeah.
Like
Chris is gay. Like, it's not like he's trying to sleep with her. And I saw the picture of her. Believe me, even if he was straight, he wouldn't be trying to sleep with her. Like, so you've heard
she probably like heard him that he had said that and was like, oh shit. She probably tried to blackmail him.
No, have you heard the background behind this? Who this girl is?
No.
So
well,
she
maybe
came from another campaign and she was heavily Jane Kleb, whatever, the person who the head of the chair of the Nebraska Democrats, she campaigned really hard for this Alicia Fisher girl who's a young woman of color, so of course she's going to resonate well. Actually probably would have done better than Chris in the general, but didn't have the self-made. They don't fund anyone until after the primary, and Chris had more money, so that's how it happened. But so she lost by like 2% to Chris. Wow. Jane Kleb was not happy about this. She sends Chris this girl from some other campaign.
That's not like another like progressive type like diversity thing with Chris having him get voted because he's a gay man.
Right.
Like,
yeah, I know. Right. But so I'm sure there were personal beefs, and I know his campaign manager isn't well liked in that party. Just from talking to someone who's involved with the local Democratic Party in Douglas County here in Omaha. But so she sends this girl to Chris because Chris was looking for a campaign staffer. She says, hey, highly recommend this girl. She worked on so-and-so's campaign 2 years ago. She'd be great for you. Now, this should have been red flag number one. You have beef for this person and they're sending you somebody. So they set him up. They sent this girl to him to set him up. And they just forced her on him, and he's like, sure. I mean, they even offered to pay for it and everything.
Oh, wow. Dude, that's so corrupt, man. That's so corrupt,
dude. It gets worse though. Do you know who Mark Elworth is?
No.
He's kind of a perennial like goofball candidate here. So he runs for something every 2 years, but he ran for Congress as a Democrat out in Western Nebraska for their 3rd district. Or first or whatever, and he's a goofball, but nobody ran against him. Well, somebody decided that he was a bad look on the Nebraska Democrats, so Jane Kleb called the Nebraska Secretary of State on his behalf, saying he wanted to drop out, and they basically told her to go pound sand, that he has to be here in person with an ID to do that.
Oh, that's great.
So, I mean, she's a fucking corrupt cunt.
What's her name? Jane Kleb?
Jane Kleb or Kleb, one of the two. Chris has just been like, because they asked him to resign, and Chris has just been refusing to resign because they can't remove him once he's been nominated.
Oh my god, she looks like a slime ball, dude. Like, just looking at her pictures, yeah, she is a slime ball. Are people like how this is funny. I wonder why people aren't like flooding her fucking Twitter with this shit, dude.
Because
Like,
it's the Me Too movement. No one is believe women, remember? Even if it's against a gay guy who sent a text message in a group chat that you weren't even in. So like
right.
that's
The dangers of that. Yep.
Can't, that's my thing though. He was on our show though. Like, here's my thing though. He was on our show and said that Kavanaugh's accusations alone disqualified him. And it's kind of like, I feel bad for him, but you live by the sword, you die by the sword, bro. Like,
it's so funny when that cancel stuff gets used against like the people like the whole thing. I mean, that whole shit that with Biden, man, like it was the same thing. Like, that's right. I've like this political election is so fucking exhausting, dude. I just tune it out. At this point, I if it's Biden or Trump, I don't give a fucking shit because they're both terrible people. Both of their fucking VPs are terrible. Like Kamala Harris is a fucking dirtbag.
Dude, no, there are no two, or let me think of the way to word this.
There's no good part of this election.
There is no one more directly responsible for the mass incarceration of black men in America than Joe Biden and Kamala Harris.
Yeah, dude.
Literally, Joe Biden is the one that drafted the crime bill that put, longer or extended minimums for crack versus cocaine, even though it's the same fucking thing. Kamala Harris locked up as a prosecutor more black men for nonviolent crimes than any other prosecutor in the country when she was in California. Literally, when I say there are no two people more responsible for the mass incarceration of black men in America than Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, and that's who people are going to riot if they lose for. Like, really?
People probably will riot on both. There's going to be riots regardless. I was looking into it, man. Like, it's pretty crazy to me how many presidents in United States history have either been assassinated or like attempted to be assassinated.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of crazy to me. Like, America's
it's harder now though with all the technology and shit that they have.
It is, but I mean, like, shit, Reagan almost got assassinated, dude. Like, that was only like 30 years ago. Reagan's pretty recent president. Like, I guess compared to everything, and
I think that's why you see a lot more precautions now.
Yeah, it's just crazy to me. Like, America's like always been this. It's like American politics have always just been this stupid fucking blunder.
There's no politician that's worth me losing my freedom over. Like, sorry,
Yeah.
That's what
I think with that's gonna be time because we gotta go.
Yep, we gotta peace out.
So hey, thanks for tuning in, guys.
Thanks.
I'm feeling better, so I'm waiting for the next. I'm waiting for the next ton of bricks that life's gonna drop on me. I don't know. Next one's gonna be a car crash or something.
Don't say that. Knock on wood. Janisec 2020. Peace out, motherfuckers.
See you guys. Thanks.
All right.